seen him.
Welcome to episode 3 of Billy Big Balls podcast. Tonight we have a very special guest. Good friend of mine. Mr. Alex Sheehan.
What's happening?
There you go, bro. There's the Kinder Bueno.
You brought the Kinder Buenos.
Brought the Kinder Buenos.
Did you bring the cheese toasties?
Where's the cheese toasties?
They're
Deliveroo's coming now with that.
For fuck's sake.
You know?
Stop. We're only talking about how we know each other and all. Do you know what I mean? Is that your fucking... Do you want to give the plug out to...
Just want to give a plug out to Ringsend Boxing Club. They need a sponsor. Somebody fucking sponsor them. Go on. Yup, Ringsend.
Get up.
Right, Alex.
What's happening there?
How are you?
I'm buzzing for you there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, man. Honestly,
Thanks very much, bro.
There's nothing better than seeing your mates say they're going to do something and follow through with it, man. You don't realise how many people... Like, this is a long time coming, I feel.
Yeah, a long time, yeah.
But I'm delighted you're actually here with it now, you know?
Yeah.
All you need now is your logo up here. And I think, because I was only saying before we started the podcast, this is a deadly backdrop. Like, the whole interior design of this place is slick, I think. Like, the leaves and all coming out. I feel like if you got your logo up there now, this place would be fucking swish. But, like I was saying, bro, like, it's a long time coming, this. You're like a fucking... Like, people love you, like, do you know what I mean? Especially from the music videos and all. But you see, like, on, like, bleeding social media, when I'd be sharing, like, me buzzing off you, your voice notes and all. The amount of comments I got, like, you see people, he needs to set up his own podcast. And it's actually, it's quality how you're flowing with it. So, like I was saying, just keep it up. It's all about consistency now, man. And, that's it. Hopefully it fucking goes to the moon. We'll be doing bleeding gigs soon, do you know what I mean?
100%. We'll be in the Olympia, boys.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's it. Yeah. Set your target. And
100%, yeah. Look at here. You know, like, if you don't believe in yourself, fucking no one will believe in you, you know what I mean? So, and listen, I appreciate all your help on the way. You know
listen,
what I mean?
The amount of shit you did for me over the years, Bill, like, I feel like everyone from the area needs to be jumping on your fucking, on this podcast. Like,
you're listening, boys?
See, Jay Council.
Get the fuck
on here.
Text you never got back to me, you bollocks you. And say, Casey Walsh, you never text me back either. What's going on, man?
Everyone needs to jump on.
Everybody from Ringsend that wants to get on the podcast, you're welcome.
Craig Stone.
I want Craig Stone on it next week.
Yeah.
This is like the Ice Bucket Challenge, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I challenge you to go on
Uncle
Billy
Bill.
Big Balls show.
Support Uncle Bill.
Let's do it.
And listen, you know me, Bill, I fucking hate doing podcasts. I hate them, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes you just have to swallow your pride, and like, I'll enjoy having this conversation because you're a genuine friend and all, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not saying like podcasts I've done, I got along with them and all, but
they're not your buddies, you know what I mean?
But you have to step out of your comfort zone and do the odd podcast,
100%,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if it's your mates doing it and they're trying to fucking create a better situation for themselves and all, you know what I mean? Just fucking...
Listen, look at here. Same if anybody wants me to go on that podcast, if anyone would set up one, I'd do it 100%. You know, I love to see people I know doing well. I love to see people, you know what I mean, doing well. But especially people from the area. I think Ringsend is full of bleeding talent, you know that?
Wow, 1,000,000%.
And the amount of people coming out of it now, you know what I mean? Like fucking women's football and all this, you know what I mean? It's playing great for the area, you know what I mean?
There's so many people doing cool shit.
See the way I say, you know what I mean? I say, you know what I mean, loads of times, right? Somebody asked me there the other day, listen, is any chance of toning it down a little bit? You say, you know what I mean, so many times. Fuck you. This is the way I talk. If you don't like it, listen to someone else's podcast.
But you know what I mean? That is, I think that's a nervous thing, bro. Because you don't say, do you know what I mean, that much in real life. Now, the first episode you done, I swear to God, you could have done a drinking game by how many times you said drink every time Billy says, you know what I mean? You'll end up on your snot after it.
Yeah.
But like I say it, I find like when I'm like doing something new or I'm in a kind of nervous situation, I always say, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Even like I remember Jay Council, he done like an interview before, like it was for a big high profile fight coming up.
Yeah.
And you could see like the nerves are kind of flowing. He was saying, do you know what I mean, after every fucking thing as well. Yeah. I think a lot of people from Dublin say it in particular, but yeah, look, the odd one's all right, but I feel like,
last week,
fucking sentence,
I was conscious about it and I'm trying to not... But look at here.
You did much better you did much better last week, I thought. I thought that episode with Dara went real smooth. Like, I thought it was...
You know what? Dara was deadly.
He was unreal. I'm buzzing for Dara. Lord, what the fuck?
Lord Mayor, no,
How old is Dara? He's about, what, 20... 23, I think. He's the youngest Lord Mayor of Ringsend, like.
Yeah. And he's not even from Ringsend.
Yeah, he's fucking... well, his family is...
I'm only buzzing him.
Yeah.
I know, Dada was great.
He's such a smart fella, isn't he?
Big time.
Like, seriously,
you know what? I talked to him when we were doing the video.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about a fucking a game he's coming up with, you know what I mean?
Bro,
like Grand Theft Auto, but you do missions like for the IRA, you
know?
Fucking Yumpler's blatant clued in, you know?
He's literally like, he's doing all the coding and all for that game, and like it's actually insane. Like I only got to know Dara quite well, like this year, I'd say, you know what I mean? Because when I moved out to my new gaff, I needed someone to hang up the bleeding tellies. He came out. He came out, and I got chatting to him. I was like, I literally said straight to the boys after, what the fuck? This fella's like a mad genius. Like he's so well clued in on like mad shit. Like I never knew that about Dara. Like, do you know what I mean? I just thought he was just.
I thought he was a crazy cunt. You know what I mean?
Like, you could see the tattoo on his head. But yeah, shout out Dara Barry.
Dano Barry. Fair play to you. You're my first guest.
And shout out his brother Ado and Reggio.
Ado. Hey, Ado, you need to come on the show. And so do you, Reggio. We have loads of fucking stories, Reggio. You know it.
The two of them said, we were shooting a scene for a music video on the weekend.
Yeah.
And obviously Dara went on it. And I was saying to them, the two of you need to go on Billy's podcast, whether it be the two of them together or separately. I think they'd be brilliant episodes. Ado Barry's another fucking, like, he has loads going for him. I've always said that, man. He's like a natural talent, Ado.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've been chatting. He wants to set up some stuff. The same with you doing a podcast. He's a great singer, Ado. Yeah. He wants to set up a thing where he's like, actually, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give it away on him. Do you know what I mean?
We'll get him on the show.
Exactly.
But so getting back to, just wanted to ask, you know, like, I know we know each other years, and I'm being.
Can I tell the story of how I met you for the very first time? So I met Billy from fucking. We both train, and we still do Irishtown Stadium gym. Yeah. So I was about 15 or 16.
Big up the gym, Irishtown, best spot.
Yeah.
James Gray, love you.
Fucking, I was about 15 or 16, and I was on the leg press machine. You know, the leg extension. You know that machine where you got like that for your quads. And I was literally like, on my last 2 reps, like I was properly struggling to get the weight up. All I hear is this voice come around the corner. Just smoke the blow there. And I literally just broke into a fit of laughter. You know, as soon as you start laughing when you're lifting weights, your strength goes from 100% to like 10, like nothing. Then I just started laughing. I look up, it's Billy there. And then since then, me and Billy would always see each other in the gym, and we became mates. We had some crew in the gym back then, didn't we?
Telling you.
What was the story with that? Like the fucking headbangers in that gym around about 2014.
Yeah. I was only telling the boys on the way up, there was a bloke who used to go all the time, right? And we used to call him Chest, right? Because he didn't train on his chest, right? Yeah. But someone said to him one day, how you get bigger gains and all, you know, if you eat baby food, because all the nutrients are in the baby food. The cunt went out and bought loads of baby food, right?
Oh my God.
And then a couple of weeks later, the same bloke turned around and said, did you hear what they're all eating now? Cat food. And your man,
fuck off.
He was going to buy the cat food.
He wasn't eating cat food, was he?
No, he didn't buy it, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was, you know, sitting in the back of his van, milling it, you know what I mean?
You see, Dano.
Yeah.
So I have a mate, Dano's Dano's a unit, yeah?
Yeah,
but,
big time, yeah.
I got into the gym before Dano did. And I remember Dano was down the stadium with all his fuss. Do you know what I mean? Because that was part of their course.
Oh, they used to go, remember, yeah.
You see the way we're talking about, like, you pranking people with the fucking baby food? There was a bleeding, like, you know the hamstring machine where you put your leg in it and you push it up, like, I goes to him, put your head under that and you train your neck muscles, right? Dano got in it, started rolling the fucking thing with his head, the whole gym started breaking their bollocks laughing. Oh, it was fucking gas, but you'd never catch him with that now. He's a fucking unit now, isn't he? Dano. He's putting in some graft. I think he's going like twice a day. To the stadium now.
You'll see his videos doing all the pull-ups down the beach and all.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, another thing as well, you know, if you're looking for nice food on a Sunday, go up to Harewood Park, the Burger Cartel. Lovely.
They have a truck down at Ringsend as well, do they? Is your man from Ringsend who owns that?
He's not originally from Ringsend, but he was living down there, yeah.
Right.
Or he lives down there, sorry.
Yeah.
But he's a sound. I was only talking to him a few minutes ago, and Stephen...
Was he asking for the plug, was he?
But because I'll tell you why. One time I was in Herbert Park, right, and I was with this board I was with, right? And fucking, we went up to get food, and the bleeding queue was going for miles, right? So we walked up the side of it, and he goes, I says to him, what's the story? You know, I'm not fucking queuing here, you know what I mean? And he goes, no problem, I'll sort you something out now. And everyone was looking like, what the fuck's going on? And he goes, I have to sort my dad out, you know what I mean? Fucking cheeky bastards. But what I wanted to say was, where'd you come up with the idea to get me in your videos, you know what I mean?
Fucking, bro, like, I wanted to create like this mad, like, mythical creature in the Outburst universe, you know what I mean? And I felt like that's what Billy ended up becoming.
Yeah.
Just this soft-spoken, everything he says is with clarity, mythical, godly figure, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you ever notice all the gestures I have you doing? Like, the first time we see Billy is in She Goes Out with a Red Hot. We have him in this real cinematic setting up by the fucking Shelly Banks. All the Dublin Bay behind you.
Yeah,
Jeez, man. No, what are you talking to? We just threw you in for the crack, bro.
Yeah.
It was a good buzz, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, I always throw Billy on these fucking little hooky bits, you know? I call you the Night Dog of Ringsend. If you get Billy on the hook, it's a certified bleeding classic, I feel. Do you know what I mean? Like, what we on? You're in. She Goes Out with a Red Hot. Then Who Robbed the Hash from the Gaff. Fucking
mad scene.
Bro, I always go back to the video for Who Robbed the Hash from the Gaff. You know what I love, yeah? The first time you see it, you're in the cloak and the fucking fedora hat. And you can see a bit of the Chelsea jersey underneath them. Like
no, it's a Dublin jersey.
Was it a Dublin jersey? Yeah. You know
and then we're in the van.
That's what I'm saying. Why the fuck are you in a van for? Like, like we literally just scrapped any bit of production value. Like, right, you're in a hurry or something.
Yeah, I was legging it,
Get in the fucking van. We'll just you're actually freaked in the video. You can tell you want to get out there. Like, and wise man won't say.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Like, do you know what I mean? But, you know what I miss about those style of videos. Like, I love that fucking, like, the production value. Like, we still, raw, like, it was way more raw to it. Like, we still put the effort in, but, like, we didn't have the fucking, the money or the funding to be doing this mad high budget shit. So, yeah, that was a great fucking video. And then we had you in Dublin City Jays.
Yeah.
You weren't singing, but you were just giving us guff at the end of it, which is a big cracker. I think you were wearing a Dublin jersey for that as well.
Yeah. and the fucking one, the Dundale.
What the fuck? You're in Dundale. You're in Glossary, bro. So Glossary doesn't have a music video, but that was probably one of our better songs on the mixtape we done.
Yeah.
I actually think that's your best hook, to be honest. I actually think that's it. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. We were only
I think.
Yeah, listen, I'll tell you a story, right? Yeah. Remember you were playing, I'll just tell you, right? This is, remember you were playing in up in Thomas Street somewhere one night?
Yeah, it was District 8.
District 8 was the first one, right?
Yeah, the Tivoli, yeah.
Right, so we were going up, right? And I had your man with me, John Blade thing, yeah?
John Mullen?
John Mullen was with me, right?
Yeah.
So we went up in the van, right? And we drove up. But when we got there, the name on the guest list was Billy. And my name is Philip, you know what I mean?
Right.
So your man says, listen, you have to have ID. So I said, listen, my name is Billy on the yoke, but and he goes, listen, I have to let whatever name was on the list in.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
so, and everybody in the crowd is going, oh, look at this, Billy, blah, blah, blah,
right?
Yeah. Your man wouldn't let us in, right?
For fuck's sake.
Only for Deke. Deke came along, and he had the Lord Mayor chain and all on, you know what I mean? And we got in with him.
Yeah,
and only for that we wouldn't have got in, you know what I mean?
It's mad, isn't it?
Fucking...
Like, but you know what? These security guards and cunts that work on the floor at these venues, they don't have a breeze.
Yeah.
You see when me and Casey done the fucking walkover for the Tree Arena?
Yeah.
Like, so we filmed that a week before, do you know what I mean? Because I thought it'd be pre-filmed or whatever. But when we got to the bleeding, the gate, everyone was like, you ain't getting in. And I was like, we're literally playing here next week. We're doing a little promo video. She wouldn't let us in, so we had to bleed some barge past her, do you know what I mean? It was fucking, it was a mad one. But that's fucking gas. So all the fans were just shouting, like, that's Billy, that's Billy.
Well, here we went, when we eventually got in, right? Yeah. So you was what called me to go up on the thing, right? I legged it into the jacks to have a piss, right?
Yeah.
Next minute, this bloke starts saying to me, oh, look at what it is, it's Billy.
No
and he
way.
starts spitting all that at me, you know what I mean? The young flit is your...
Doing all the lyrics.
Doing all the lyrics, right? And I was like, listen, buddy, I need to have a piss.
Yeah.
And he was like, but here, when you hear this,
Yeah.
And I was like, here, listen, man, I just need to
Let me out here. How do you think I feel when people rap me whole fucking ketamine verse and sat there without bleeding 2.5 minutes? Like, Fucking, but I'll never forget something I couldn't stop laughing about on that night, yeah. Fucking, so we were playing District 8, and the backstage area, this was literally, it wasn't even a backstage, it was a little like box beside the stage, right? And Billy was there in the back area with all of us, and Billy was like just being cool as a cucumber, chilling. Like he was actually giving us all a bit of stick and all. Yeah. Like I think Billy was going, "I'm just gonna run out on that stage and I'm gonna boss it and it'll be fresh and all." You know what I mean? Right? It gets the fucking she goes out of the red hot halfway through the set. I was like, "Right, Billy, you're up." I remember I literally, as soon as I grabbed Billy from out stage as soon as I grabbed Billy from the side stage to the actual stage. You literally, you stopped, because you saw the crowd.
Yeah, it was like, what the fuck?
Because we were all boxed off in this side stage.
You couldn't see anything,
we couldn't see how many people were out there, and this was all new to us, all these gigs and all, you know what I mean? And I remember, that was like instant karma for you giving a shit. Billy wouldn't run out, we had to push him out, and then Billy
went out onto the stage.
And Billy ran out, and he said his line, and he goes, yup, and then just walks off. It was fucking gas. It was hilarious, but I feel like after that gig, you breezed through all of them then, didn't you? You done the Grand Social, did you? No, I don't think you did.
No, I don't think I did, no.
But we done She Goes Out of Red. What was after that with you? You done all the Dublin shows. You done the Olympia.
Done the Tree Arena.
And you were grand at them ones, weren't you? I wanted to have fucking Billy drop from the roof, like as like an angel. For the Tree Arena gig, but I think it was out of our budget. We imagine Billy coming down from the sky.
But you know what, right? You know what I was thinking? You had left me up there.
Oh my God,
you know what I mean? He'd be puking and getting sick up here, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Listen, if we ever get to them heights again, bro, it'll be a fucking cracker having you coming down from the ceiling, wouldn't it? Oh my God. It'd be brilliant.
Like Mission Impossible, what?
Yeah, we've had some. It's been some laugh over the years, to be honest, and it's deadly how it's still going. Yeah. You know what I mean? How many years has it been now? It's been fucking nearly a decade. It's been a decade, has it?
Oh, easy 10 years, yeah.
Yeah. So but it's quality. Like even 2 years ago, I know we're probably skimming over stuff and all, but you were like a big character in my short film, Cap Running Ultras.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And it's deadly to see, even after all these years, we're still fucking putting shit out, and people are still gravitating to these roles that you're doing, you know what I mean? And I think that's why you're dead right to jump on and set up a podcast, because I feel like people they're intrigued by it, you know what I mean? So I think it's fucking brilliant to see it, bro, to be honest.
Like the fucking the little voice message you record.
I
met a bloke one day, right, and I was walking, right, and he was the same bloke was delivering, you know, and he goes to me, "Oh, you're playing jokes on TikTok are deadly." And I said, "What fucking jokes? I'm not even on TikTok." He goes, "Your voice messages, your man must be putting up."
Yeah.
And I went, then a fella out of my job sent them to me.
Yeah.
And I was listening to them, and I was like, the fucking prick, all about the playing, the fucking, what you call it?
There's so many things.
The spa date and all, you know what I mean?
See, I like doing kind of mad fucking I like
random
making
stuff.
Gibby. I keep calling it Gibby. I like making Billy. I have a mate called Gibby. I like fucking making you uncomfortable sometimes, you know what I mean? And just ask them to go on a spa weekend and fucking singing Sabrina Carpenter's.
Yeah.
Because it just gets the best reaction.
What the fuck, man? Yeah. And the time you sent me one about something, you know what I mean? What's wrong with you? I'm at distance and all. And I was thinking to myself, what's he talking? I'm only to be we were only out for my birthday.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You fucking lunatic.
Yeah, because I tried to get I send those messages to a few of my mates that I think will bite on it. You know what I mean? So I'd send it to the likes of Dano, Doggy and all. Like I was thinking, I'll text the boys I'm a mad annoying ex-girlfriend or annoying girl, do you know what I mean, that they're onto. I just feel like we've been distant the last while.
Yeah.
Is everything okay between us? No, the fucking voice note is playing gas. I'm
looking at the message going, what the fuck is this fella talking about? And then it was like, listen, something about me feelings. Listen, tell your board about your feelings.
Oh my God. Because I feel like you would be in the middle of working on
driving,
so you're already fucking
wound up. Some cunt in the scooters in front of me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the last thing you want is me bleeding texting. I just feel like we're not the same anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's this fucking idiot on about? The voice notes are golden.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's going to be harder now to sting you with it because you're going to be dead boys,
someone said to me, are they all staged and all, you know, the voice notes? I said, staged? Why the fuck would I be staging shit like that, you know what I mean? It's me, you know what I mean? The fucking... Anybody text me like that, you'll be texting them back like, what the fuck you text me shit like that for, you know? It's like, you know, people, I just want to give you a bit of constructive criticism. Keep it to yourself. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't fucking need to be told. I know what to do, you know what I mean?
I think you have a way of speaking, Bill. I feel that people kind of, it's nice to listen to without sounding like a bleeding creep, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you don't stutter your words. I feel like what you
see is what you get.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I feel like people can sense the realness of and the emotion.
You know,
you're not being fake in your voice notes. If you're pissed off, people can tell. That's why you don't need to see your face saying it. They can hear it through the voice now.
I know. Here, listen. You know, it's always like what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy with what you see, fuck you.
Yeah. No, that's it. That's it.
But here I was going to ask you now. Have you ever had any stalkers or anything like that?
Stalkers?
You know, with being famous and all. I know the way you get creeps, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely few creeps, 100%. Yeah. Like, where do you draw the line on stalker though? I never really had.
Anyone coming outside your gaff?
I had people fucking outside my gaff, yeah, but not like someone like would currently coming down to my gaff all the time. Like, I'm not bleeding fucking Michael Jackson as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I get the but I know what you mean. I get the odd fucking.
Well, here, you know, like some people in Ireland, like, you know what I mean? It's like you're probably the biggest fucking thing in Ireland. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't say that.
You know,
at one point we were
everywhere.
Hopping,
like, you know what I mean? No, I don't mean the biggest thing in Ireland. I mean like for what you're doing, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But stalker, like, bro, there's definitely something in the vault. It's just not coming to mind now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you ever got any stalkers?
Who the fuck would want to stalk me? Fuck's sake.
You're the fan favourite, Bill.
Fucking nobody stalks me, man. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to fucking think.
I can't get a kick in a stampede. What?
You looking for stalkers?
No, I'm not looking for stalkers. But no, fucking
you know what? Fucking. I see people get like proper like It's weird for me like when I'm around and I see someone that's like a big fan of me shit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like say they're like, oh, can I get a photo? Yeah, no worries, no. And sometimes I put me hand. This is not them being stalkers, something to do with that, but it's just something I take in. I put my arm around them for a picture, and the heart would be fucking like beating, and I'd be like, bro, like I'm just some fucking like.
Yeah.
Like,
remember your man? Remember we were doing the fucking the execution for the blading for the video for the fucking last one spitting your cunt. Remember we were doing it? Remember your man and I walked in and I says, what's his name? And he was like, so you said his name is Screwdriver, and your man didn't know what to say. Remember? Here he was like that.
That's it. He's actually in the next video. That's if he's watching this. Big up Adam Carroll. That's actually a funny story, bro. I bumped into him.
When he was telling me the story about how he met you, he was like, this cunt's gonna start stalking you. You know what I mean?
But that's fresh. He was just excited about the music. That's where the line is. Like when someone's just excited to be around you and have a buzz. I actually really liked that young fella. And I kept his contact.
He came across as a likeable young fella. You know what I mean?
That's how I met him. I was going out for a few drinks one night with the boys, and he came over. No way, you're fucking Eskimo, blah blah. Started chatting to me, but then I was like I said, I'm having a drink. He goes, can I have a drink with you? And I was like, yeah, no, because he was sound like. I was like, yeah, no worries. But then I kept him as a contact, and he's actually in another video now. Yeah. He was a fucking lovely fella.
He came across as a nice young, like, chatty and all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he said his name was Screwdriver,
I called him Screwdriver.
Straight away, the uncle was thinking in his head. He didn't tell me his name. He started going, where did you get the name? Oh, you know yourself. And then Alex just went, I'm only buzzing. His name's not. His name was Tara or something like that. You know what I mean?
Adam, fucking lovely fella. Just fucking I feel like you get a good sense of people's character when they come up here. You can tell he was fucking just sound, and then he was just a bit of a fucking loony, you know. And
like there a few weeks ago, right? I was playing up at the Marion Gates, and there was a dog running across the road, right? And these builders were trying to grab it, right?
Yeah.
And I shouted over to these two builders, "Here, grab that fucking dog! It's out of here, you know." And your man came over. No, your man says to me, "Can I ask you something? Are you in them versatile things?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, I recognise your voice.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck.
It's unreal though, isn't it?
It's blatant mad.
Like, there's nothing better than fucking, you know, like... I don't understand why, like, people get, like, freaked over that type of thing. Like, like, be grateful, you little
yeah,
prick,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Look,
These people,
we made you.
That's
you know
what I mean. Like, never fucking, never
like
be a dickhead.
You hear the celebrities going and all, oh, I hate getting...
that does my head in.
Yeah.
Because you'd be nothing. You'd be nothing without the people that support you.
Don't be a celebrity. Don't be in the limelight, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Anyway, look, I wouldn't give a bollocks if it's like someone's sleeping on the street, blah. I'd say hello to, and if someone said to me, have you got this? Yeah, no problem, you know what I mean? I remember I went to a gig years ago, right? It was the Fun Loving Criminals, right? It was a mad gig, right? It was in the Olympia. And next minute, they brought this bloke out onto the stage. Yeah. And he said, this is fucking such and such a body. We found him in the lane. He's homeless. And he's going to sing a song for us.
That's unreal.
You know that song? Macho, macho, man. Your man's still singing this. Yeah. Oh, it was fucking mad. But here, I was at the same gig, right? I'm with this bloke, right? Your man's dressed in, he has a navy jacket on, navy slacks, and a navy shirt, right? And I was standing there, right? And next minute, I whipped out a joint to lit it up. Some boys went like that to me. I put that away, there's a copper. I said, where? Yeah. I said, he's with me. Next to me, your man says, smoking a joint. Your woman turns around and said, oh, we didn't want to light any joints up because we thought your man was a copper.
Yeah, stop.
Fucking gas.
I can't wait to get you your setup now. Hopefully in due time, we can be able to have a few spliffs on the podcast.
We don't take drugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did that sound convincing?
Fuck's sake. And you need to do a segment with the Kinder Buenos and the cheese toasties.
100%.
That was 100%. The funniest thing. What was in the gym? I know you touched on it on the last episode. We were in the gym years ago. And we were all talking about diets and all, and like, what diet are you on? What diet are you on? Billy struts in. See all this diet and bollocks? Fuck that. We'll just have a few Kinder Buenos and a cheese toasty. I literally was, I quoted that till this day. Yeah. That was probably about 10 years ago.
100%, you know, yeah.
Cracker.
That's what I was saying last week. Every time I see you know, have your cheese toasty, have your Kinder Bueno.
It's probably the worst, nutritional
diet
you can have in the gym, like a cheese toasty and a few Kinder Buenos.
Yeah, not just one.
Fucking brilliant.
That's like Mr. Chest and his fucking baby food, you know what I mean?
Stop. I can't believe that.
But here, I used to be there, you know, and there'd be blokes there, right, and they were definitely on steroids, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, they were all huge, you know, Alex was whacking them out, you know what I mean?
I take that as a compliment back then. I was flat in the gym when I was 18, but anytime someone throw a steroid accusation towards me, I take it as a compliment.
You must be doing something right, you know what I mean? But there was loads of them there that was on it, but there was one bloke, he was mad, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was now you're on about.
And they were doing this like a competition, right?
Them strongman competition. I was about 16 doing them. What that was mad.
And we were all weak as fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But your man was a big cunt, right? And he was doing a squat, right? And there was this little board, right? Little one with glasses, like she, right? She was about that height, right? And she walked there. And there was another bloke there and another little small fella with glasses.
Proper geeks. Like,
yeah,
these
big
are proper
time, right?
geeks. This fella's an absolute unit.
And he's a lunatic, right?
Mad thing.
And he was doing a squat, and he had the heaviest weight or whatever. And your woman goes, "Sorry, you did that wrong."
She shouldn't. Oh my
She shouldn't have said that, right? Your man looked at me, right, and he says, "See him there? I'm gonna pick him up and bounce him off her and all." Oh, that was like
everyone had to calm him down and all.
He was gonna kill him.
Yeah,
he was gonna kill both of them.
Yeah.
But
stop.
There used to be some characters in that gym.
Seriously,
Jesus
there was
Christ.
some crew down there.
You know, you go into the gym just to do your workout for an hour. You'd be in there for 6 hours or something.
It was deadly. You know,
everybody was just talking, you know what I mean? Buzzing off each other and fucking.
It made going to the gym more fun. I thought, once you get your sets and all done, I had a laugh.
Yeah, 100%, man.
The
gym is great. It's great for it, isn't it? It's great for your head, you know what I mean?
Stop. You're going now. You still go 3 or 4 times a week, do you?
Yeah, I do now, yeah.
Yeah. And that's just, you mainly just go just to clear the head and stuff.
Just to clear, yeah. Like, you know, I went through a bit of a playing tough time there, a while ago, you know what I mean? I played in, don't know, we talk, yeah.
You can talk if you don't talk about it,
yeah, go on, yeah.
It was actually, it was the first time I seen you vulnerable.
Yeah,
you know, I don't want to,
I fucking,
you touch on it.
You know what, I fucking, I finished with me board, you know, and it was like, it broke me heart to finish with her. I didn't want to do it, but I had to do it for my own bleeding sanity or whatever, you know what I mean? And I was fucking, like, you know, it hit me fucking hard. But my heart was bleeding broke, right? Anyway, fucking, and then my dog was dying. It was on his way out, so it was kind of, at Christmas time, I was fucking, I think I was depressed. was missing my board, and I knew my dog was dying, and I thought the heartache with me after losing my board, it was heartache, but when my dog died, man, it just broke me. It was like I wasn't prepared for it, you know what I mean? I thought like, I thought it was bad losing my board, but losing my dog, that was on a whole different fucking level, you know what I mean? My dog was with me, like when I went through some really dark times. He was always there. You go into the gaff and he's running around, you see him all the time, and then you go into the gaff and he's not there. There's no one there. So not only is my board gone, my dog is gone, you know what I mean? But like, I think I might have been probably depressed. I sent you some messages and all. Like, hey, listen, I really appreciate everything you did for me, bro.
My
like,
man,
you really, you know what I mean? No, seriously, hand on the heart, you really fucking got me through a few dark times, you know what I mean?
No, 100%.
And like, blokes are killing themselves over boards. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that's the reality of it. Boards break blokes' hearts. Boards move on to new relationships. Blokes have to rebuild themselves and get themselves back together. And to be honest with you, I went through it myself, and I'm back. Look where I am now. If I hadn't did what I did, right, it was the hardest decision, one of the hardest decisions I made in my life. But if I didn't, right, in the last 8 months, I'm after losing 3 stone in weight. I'm going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. I have my own podcast. Like,
unbelievable.
Everything worked out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know there's probably blokes looking at this now going, you know what I mean? Oh, look at that prick, he's playing soft cunt or whatever. But every bloke goes through heartache, right? And what you remember is, right, so you probably went through it before and you got through it because you met your board. And now you're going through it again. You'll get through it. It might take a few months. If it takes more than a year, you're bollocks. You want to go to...
For fuck's sake.
No, I'm joking. But if it takes a year, you want to probably go and see a psychologist or talk to somebody, do you know what I mean? But a couple of months, you put these boards on pedestals, you know what I mean? She's just an ordinary person like you are, you know what I mean? You'll get through it. Just remember that, you know what I mean?
I remember, you know what, fair fucking play to you, bro. Because you showed vulnerability around that period. I never really saw that side of you through all the years I knew you. Yeah. I remember we were actually up doing a scene for the Spitting video, and I was dropping you home, and like everyone else had left. It was just me and you in the car, and you started opening up then about like what you were going through, all that, and it was fucking. You texted me after it. It was a sense of you got a weight off your chest, you know, off your shoulders, and I think it's admirable for young fellas to speak about shit that's bothering them.
100%. You know what I mean?
And I feel like you did the right thing. Yeah. You went through it. Embrace the emotions.
Yeah, 100%.
Take it. If you feel sad, feel the sadness. Don't try to run from it.
You know what I mean? Because there's no hiding from it. You know when people say to you, "I'm gonna be there for you."
Yeah.
When you're on your own at home, when you close your eyes and you're going to bed, you're on your own. And I've been in so many situations when I was on the gear, when I was on this, when I was coming off this, when I was getting off that. And I was on my own, in my own head all the time. So I know how to control my own head, you know what I mean?
Of course.
But your emotions, like, it's like, you know when people say your heart is broke? Yeah. It's like getting a bleeding smack of a hammer in the chest. Yeah. You're just fucking, you're broke, you know what I mean? But I just want to let people know, anybody out there listening, if you need to talk, I'm here. Give me a shout. I'd rather listen to your bleeding, listen to you crying tears, you know what I mean, than carry your bleeding coffin over Ringsend Bridge, you know what I mean? Quality. So listen, if anybody's feeling down and they need to speak, give me a shout. 100%.
And you went through it, and then on top of that as well, like, I never cried so much in my life when I had to put my dog down. Paddy,
man.
So like I had Paddy since I was 4. I had to put him down when I was 17. It's who I dedicated the Dundale season video to. He's at the very end of Dundale. So for you to go through like heartbreak and stuff, and like the end of a relationship, and then on top of that you lose Archie, your dog. How old was Archie?
15.
Bro. Like that's like losing a child. I think it's
worse, you know, ever. And you know, like people are probably listening thinking, it's only a dog. But if you're a dog lover or an animal, even an animal lover, and you have a dog for so many, it's like, dogs are like, do you know what the only thing dogs, they don't talk. Everything else they have, the dogs are the deadly fucking pet, you know. They just want to be your buddy.
Yeah. They
don't give a bollocks whether you're in a bad humor. They just want to see you. If you open the door, right, and the way a dog runs out to greet you, if you could get a human to greet you like that, you'd be doing fucking well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You barely get a human to fucking like you know what I mean?
You know what, I saw a quote before, like, for like, to you, like, a dog is only a part of your world, but to a dog, you are their world.
You're their world,
you know? And it's like, I thought, like, it, like, it make you almost get teary-eyed thinking about it, because my brother Richard got a dog this year, Prince, a foxhound, and then my ma got a dog as well, Jamie, a fucking, it's like a Cavachon, but I'm like, I love the two of them, like, so much, you know what I mean? Because I'm an animal lover as well.
Yeah.
But, like, you do realise, like, oh fuck, if that never happened, is like, I'd be.
That's why. That's why. That's why I'm. You know what I mean? I can't bring myself to get another dog. You know what I mean? Because like.
Yeah.
I know, like, you probably will like, down the road. I don't know if I will, to be honest with you. But I actually was like, he was my buddy. He was my best pal. You know what I mean? And
I'm not even making a joke here, but would you get a cat?
I know, I wouldn't get a cat. Do you know what, right?
That's right, typecast them. I typecasted. I wanted the real deal for the short film, you know?
Yeah. No, I don't, you know what?
Man, people don't fuck with cats. I didn't fuck with cats till I got a cat. I fucking love cats as well. I love cats and dogs.
Yeah. No, well, you know what? I never had a, actually, your woman I used to go out with, she had a cat. And for some reason, the cat used to come over to me all the time, you know what I mean? And I didn't want the thing near me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I think cats get a bad rap.
But here, someone told me something, you know, cats go to people.
Yeah.
Because he sensed that they're full of badness or something, you know what I mean? So to suck it out of them, or something mad like that.
Oh, yeah?
You remember years ago, people used to say about cats, you know, don't let your cat near your baby. It sucks the life out of them and all this.
Yeah, they have negative connotations. Like, aren't they, like, they're linked with witches and all, like cats and stuff.
Well, here, you know what? This is what I think about a cat, right? If you have a dog and you die, right, your dog will stay with you.
Your cat will eat you.
Right? Your cat will eat you. You know what I mean? The little bastards,
Cats don't work for the police, though.
Yeah, see that? That's deadly, yeah, that's a fucking beaut, all right,
yeah. My For You page is literally, you know the way the algorithm, if you stop and watch something, the TikTok and Instagram just throw all that at you. Like, my fucking For You page is just like cats, Rottweilers. I love Rottweilers and bleeding, like scenes from WWF, because you're watching the old Attitude Era and all. It's actually, I'm delighted with me bleeding For You page. You can assemble it by just clicking. Like, say if something comes up that annoys you, or that you're like, I'm not interested in this, you have to just fucking X off it straight away. Don't watch it.
If you watch
don't watch it, because you'll keep getting it.
Yeah. You know what I start watching? You know them tarot cards?
Yeah.
And now I get played, bang, bang, fucking lashed over with them, you know what I mean? But I actually went for a tarot card.
You told me this, yeah.
I thought it was great.
So explain it properly for, like, because there's probably people watching this that don't understand.
Well, I went to get my cards read, you know what I mean? Because I felt lost. I felt like I didn't know what direction to go, you know what I mean?
Was this recent?
This was only last week.
Last week?
No, I'm not saying that I didn't know what direction to go, you know what I mean? I knew about the podcast or whatever, you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
But just in life, you know what I mean? I was like, I was getting pulled back into shit, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I went for a tarot card reading with someone I know, like someone I trust, you know what I mean? But they said things to me that no one could have known. I never, like, discussed anything with them about anything of family or anything like that. So they couldn't have known about it, right? But anyway, the cards that came out was like, so one was like, you have to let go of your past. So if you will let go of your past, and then everything else was all success, money, fucking you're gonna meet your soulmate, like all positive, you know what I mean? But you have to let go of this.
There you go. Did you feel like you were still holding on to something?
I felt like I was holding on to something.
But that's natural. Like,
it is.
Don't beat yourself up over that either.
Look here, listen, I was with my board for 8 years.
It's a long time.
Like, it's a long time, you know what I mean? It could take fucking, you know, they say, like, if you're with someone 8 years, it could take 4 years to get over them. Like,
but you do realise you're doing way better than most people would be after that. Like, what have you done since you split up with your missus? You set up a podcast, you're going to the gym. Like,
I lost 3 stone.
Congratulations.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like...
Man, people break up with their partners.
And
boys and girls.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah.
And they get into ruts.
Yeah.
And like you said, you touched on it earlier, never put another human being
above you
on a pedestal and feel like you're dependent on them. Nah, like fuck that. Like,
no.
Like, do you know what I mean?
know, like, and here, listen, this is shout out to someone, right? I know you watch me podcasts because you can't get enough of me. All right? But here, I remember you said you can't do fuck all for yourself. Well, look at me now.
Yeah. There you go.
You know, like...
But you grafted that. Like, you literally pulled the strings together. You were getting on to me, yeah, and you're asking me, like, how do I go about this? I set up a podcast. And I just said to you, Bill, I don't know anything about setting up a podcast, but, like, I'll help you as much as I can along the way and shit, you know? But, like, I just kind of, like, you went on your own device. I said, like, I mentioned, like, try to get onto Pierce and, like, Craig Stone and all. You got onto it and you sourced
like,
Frankie
here,
out
you know what? Like, Frankie, I just met Frankie. It was mad, right? Because I was at to be at a funeral, right?
Yeah.
And I was coming back and I was in the car, right? And I was going to park the car outside the flats.
Yeah.
And I said, fuck, I'll park in the car park, right? And when I was parking in the car park, Frankie was getting out of a car, right? He just happened to meet him, you know what I mean? And I was talking to him and he says to me, I heard you're setting up a podcast. And I was like, yeah, I was going to get such and such a body to do it. And he was like, I do all that.
Isn't that mad how life works like that?
It's you know what? This is what I think, right?
What the fuck?
Yeah, you know what? You know when people say things like, you know, things happen for a reason, right? Like, I really believe that, you know what I mean?
No,
like, you meet people, it's fate when you meet people, you know what I mean? I've met so many people through my life, you know what I mean? Like, good and bad. But it was fate at the time, you know what I mean? Like, I was to do fucking going out one night, you know what I mean? Now, I believe this right now. Don't get me wrong, it was painful, you know what I mean? But I slipped outside my job, right? I was going to some 80s gig in the Point Depot.
Yeah.
Now, something bad could have happened that night.
Yeah.
But this is what I believe, right?
Yeah.
But I slipped, right? And I broke my elbow, right? And I set my elbow, right? And I went upstairs to the office. It was right outside my job, right? And I went upstairs to the office and I said to a woman in the office, I said, does my elbow look broke? And she was like, Jesus Christ, you want to get to the hospital, right? So I went to the hospital, went under the plane, get an x-ray, right? Your man says to me, what the fuck did you do to your arm? I said, I fell. He goes, are you sure you fell? And I was like, what do you mean am I sure I fell? Of course I'm fucking sure I fell. And he goes, did you bang your head? And I was like, what? And he goes, it's just there's so much damage done to your arm that it doesn't look like you just fell, right? My whole arm was smashed to bits, right? With like a bar and 28 pins in it I have. Like, I can't do anything with it, you know what I mean?
That's I never even knew that about you.
Yeah.
I know you this many years. What the fuck?
No, this was
I
only,
can see it now.
Yeah, the scar there and all, right?
What the
this
fuck?
was only about 3 or 4 years ago. But
that's probably why I didn't know.
But you know what I mean? I believe something that happened, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was listening to things like, and they're saying, like, you know, things happen to prevent worse things happening. You know what I mean? So, you know, things like that. You ever driving down the road and you go the same way every day and you say to yourself, fuck, I'll go this way. And you go that way and then something happens the other way. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's not... There has to be something. There's not, like, I don't know about what, you know what I mean? But there has to be something, doesn't there?
Think of life in general. Everything is so random.
Yeah.
The fact that me and you are here chatting now, like, for instance, like, my ma, before she, like, met me dad, like, she was, like, meant to go to some, like Spanish course or something in town, and she said, like, last minute, I'm going to ditch that and I'm going to go to, like, an art gallery exhibition or whatever. And then because she made that last minute decision, that's how my outfit.
That's how you're here.
If she didn't go to that art exhibition, I wouldn't be here. But that's the same for, like, everyone here.
Yeah,
you know, life is so random.
Yeah,
me and you could walk out this building now. I'll go right, you go left, and we'll have completely different outcomes for the rest of the day, depending on what happens. Like you can go left, get a smack for car. I could go right and pick up 50 quid on the ground. You just don't know. Life is so random like that, you know?
Oh, big time,
But that's the beauty of it, the randomness of it. You just don't know.
Speaking of your ma there, say you'll have your ma's head wrecked there.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like the fucking, the thing about the Freemasons and all.
Oh, stop.
I was looking at that and I was thinking, these poor ma, fucking hell. One time you were telling her, you're getting a BBL and all this, you know what I mean?
You know what, she's like the stereotypical Irish mammy.
Yeah.
You know, like she's my biggest supporter. Like I've said it a few times when I went on podcasts. Like, my ma's my biggest supporter ever. But like I can just catch her out. Like because like she knows all the fucking throughout the years, all the mad shit I'm doing. She can't distinguish like what's real or not anymore. I've warped her mind. But no, she's gassed to wind up like you. You know what I mean? Fuck's sake. Yeah, no, that Freemasons one was a crap, but because everything was lined up for that prank to work.
Yeah,
because there was headlines all over there was like the Irish Times now, Freemasons launch an investigation, like whatever the fuck that means. Like that sounds terrifying. Like what's gonna happen?
What are they gonna investigate?
Yeah, like am I a dead man? Then fucking my manager pranked me and said that conspiracy theorist David Icke said you want to get out of Dodge. So it all like
it was classic.
You see all these things. Yeah, that all like made it believable to prank me mad and be like, like I'll just keep an eye out for snipers. Keep an eye out for snipers, Jesus Christ!
And the way you were saying to her, I just won't open any
mysterious parcels. Yeah.
Nebo gets them all the time.
Oh my God, it was a fucking
classic, man. That was a blatant great one.
But like, I feel like people catch on. I feel like with me ma, I'll always find something to catch her out with, you know. Yeah. So I only done a bleeding video shoot for my next song, you know what I mean? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say it because it'll ruin it. So I'll talk about it maybe if I come on another time on the podcast.
I will definitely get you back on. 100%. Yeah. I was still loads to talk about, but I didn't even talk about half the shit I wanted to say.
Definitely,
you know what I mean?
Definitely. No, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
do you know what I mean? 100%. They're the two things.
They're the two things. Yeah. So yeah, if anybody is upset about me saying, you know what I mean, just get over it.
I think you're doing better. You're doing better. You had a little few sentences.
Yeah, what happens?
Episode where you said it like maybe.
What happens is you know when you have someone to bounce off, it's easier. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mate, I don't know.
Did
he say it there again?
Yeah.
I don't know how you did the first episode by yourself, man. Like, boys, imagine how hard it'd be just to sit there and just ramble. Like, I think like the guest format, I feel like, it is the way to go. There's a reason like all these podcasters usually have guests. I think your man, do you know Bill Burr, that comedian? I think he does it. He just rants, does he? By himself. Yeah, by himself. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's a hard format to.
But I've loads of rants. Yeah. I have one for after this.
So that's your thing now. Yeah. You do an episode, then at the end you'll do a story time.
We'll have a story time on some, and we'll have a rant on some. I might do like Billy's rant at the beginning. Yeah. And then at the end, story, you know what I mean? Because I've loads of fucking mad stories, like growing up in Ringsend, like it's some great, like it's a different place now, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like see years ago, remember growing up in Ringsend, you'd be collecting for Halloween. Yeah. You'd be sneaking out your gaff at 2 o'clock in the morning to go to get tires, you know what I mean? It's like mad. Yeah. You're there on becoming, get in, you know what I mean? And then I wouldn't mind, you were too young to go to the bonfire. But I remember one night, we were up in Sandymount, it was Halloween, right? Yeah. And we came around the corner, there was this copper, he was a fucking scumbag, right? And he came around the corner in his car, right? And he seen us. Yeah. And straight away, he hated me. Yeah. Straight away, he ran over and he grabbed me, you know what I mean? But I had the plastic bottle in my hand. Yeah. And I started swinging it at him. And he was like, if that had been glass, you would have broke out my head. The cunt nicked me and brought me home, you know what I mean? Yeah. Missed the bonfire that I'm at to be collecting for, you know? Oh my God. But fucking, there was some mad fucking, I have a few stories about collecting.
Did you used to go poshy bashing, did you? Back in the day? Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah. Poshy bashing?
Darren, you see, Darren. So obviously I'm from Sandy.
Hang on. We didn't know any posh people when I was young.
But did you not go down to Sandymount and go?
Oh, we used to go down there.
No. You see, right, can I tell them Darren and Baba Chimp was a bleeding cunt for a growing up.
I need to get him on.
Yeah, he'd be a great guest. But I escaped the hiding off them, but that would go down with a few of the boys and start battling people from Sandy Mount when they're growing up. Man, it's hard growing up, man, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like, you have girls like that
telling you. But here, it was like that everywhere. You know, say Ringsend, Pearstreet, Soutlots, fucking Sandy Mount, Cherry, everybody...
I feel like those years are the most vicious years, like your teen years. That's when,
but here, if you weren't from Ringsend, you wouldn't be in Ringsend. If you weren't from Pearstreet, you wouldn't, you know what I mean? It was like... Now it's like, I remember one year, fucking, my mum went to these kids, you know, and one year they says, all the places are having a bonfire together. I was like, what? No. That's disgraceful.
Yeah.
Like they were saying, no, there's people coming from Dreaming, coming from fucking all over Dublin. I'm like, they don't have a bonfire in Ringsend. Man, we used to kill each other for bleeding tires. You'd be fucking fighting with, I remember here, I'll give you a story, right? Years ago, it was Halloween, right? And we went there, fucking collecting toys everywhere, you know what I mean? But we had to have a murder in Soutlots, you know? And the bonfire it was Halloween night, so the bonfire was going, you know what I mean? And someone says to me, yeah, let me head over to Soutlots, right?
Yeah.
So 3 of us went over, right? And when we got into the swings, there was loads, we seen them all there, it was all older youngsters, you know what I mean? And they were like, it was them cunts, and when we battered them, you know what I mean?
You said you know what I mean about 5 times after every sentence. Well, I give you a little poke every time you say it. I think that'd be good. I'm just gonna give you a little every time, right? I think that'd be good. yeah, just to get it out of them, you know. Because no, we don't censor when we're chatting, but I know behind the camera you can hear it every time. Yeah. But go on.
But anyway, right? So we went into the swings, and you could see the openers there, and they were like, "There's them cunts from Ringsend. When we give it to them, you know what I mean?"
Right, go on.
And next minute, this fucking everyone that they're gonna slaughter us. And this
where are they from, Pearstreet?
No, they're from Soutlots.
Well, Soutlots is Ringsend. Is that how much there was a faction?
Yeah, there was
like
different
it was
crews. Yeah, like you know, the Soutlots and Bath Avenue would have been one crew, you know.
Yeah.
But this bloke we used to work with, delivering cakes on the weekend. His brother lived in Soutlots. He walked straight into the middle of everybody. He said, listen, I don't give a bollocks who you bash. We are not touching him. Yeah. He works for my brother. And he walked me back to Ringsend. The other 2 blokes got slaughtered. It's just, that's the way it was back then, you know.
It was ruthless.
It was ruthless. Look at here.
I feel like it's not as ruthless.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because when you tell these stories, like, fuck me, like, this shit.
Look at here. And Frankie, Frankie would have been around and all of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was your favourite years growing up? Like
the rave years.
So how old would you have been then?
18, 19.
So like early
late
90s.
teens
into fucking
the 90s, 89, 90.
You lived the 90s raves, didn't you?
Oh yeah, what?
So like they're like
they would. You know what? The raves were the best years of my life.
And were they all illegal?
Yeah.
So
there was the Olympic was legal.
That's the Olympia now, isn't it?
No, this is the Olympic Ballroom. It's up. You know where it is? It's up off the back of Wexford Street.
Wexford Street. Oh, yeah. Right. What is it now? Is it still there?
I don't know what it is now. We'll see.
It's not where Hangar is now, is it? No, you probably don't know that. That's the fucking. that's closed down, isn't it, Craig O'Hangar? That's gone years, isn't it? I think. Did they say they're reopening it or something?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, but they were the best years, man. The
Why?
raves.
Because the
Garys? Just because everyone was happy, you know what I mean?
Different.
Yeah.
Like you was called them Garys. Like someone said that to me in the gym one day. Yeah, you were on the Garys the weekend. I'm like, what?
The Garys, yeah. Well, there's a few.
We used to call them Yokes.
Yokes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yokes is pretty.
Yokes, yeah.
The universal, well, probably not universal. The nationwide.
But here they were proper. We paid. It was £25 for one, and one
that's
that lasted
a lot,
the whole
isn't
night.
it?
Yeah. Like someone said to me there, they got 4.
Pound, so that's about what?
Yeah,
fucking
they got 4 yokes for a bleeding score or something there a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, leave it out.
Yeah. What ones were you taking?
Doves.
That's what they were called?
Yeah, they had a dove on them. Mitsubishis.
Dennis
the Menace were great.
We got green Rolex and X-Files. And then I think there's a few going around lately, Donald Trump's. The names are gas.
Brown Bombers.
Brown Bombers, yeah. I remember we were in the Olympic one night, right? And fucking there was a bloke with us, and he was at the Popper one, right? And he came over to me a few minutes later and he goes, "These are fucking duds. I'm getting nothing out of it."
Oh, good luck.
Right? And I said, there's a fella going, boy, right? Anything, yeah, brown bombers. Yeah, bang. That's what you were called. Right?
That sounds like a leave you in fucking critical condition.
Right?
Brown bombers.
Next minute, your man pops it. 5 minutes later, he's running up and down the fucking on the balcony with his hand on his head like that, and he's just stopped beside people and go, rah, 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 rah. Boom, off back down the other end. I tell you one thing.
How many did he drop?
He dropped 2.
Because the first
one he said it was a dud. 5 minutes after he dropped he
came
said
up on the
The first one we were all sitting there. What the hell? We're going. What are you talking about?
Oh, stop.
But them Dennis the Menace. I remember going into town one time to meet some bloke to get some Martin. Right, this was during the day.
Yeah.
Man. Paranoid to bits, man. Fucking hell! It was like a scene now of fucking a blading. A drug deal gone wrong, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your man only gave me the years, the leg to next minute a blade, and this cop was running all over chasing your man, you know what I mean? He has the money, I have the yokes, I'm gone. Fucking hell. But it was like, like, if you got caught with them back then, it was like a major deal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, big time. And so would that have been like 18, 19, early 20s? The young Gary's going into, yokes going into fucking raves.
We went to the mansion house one time, right? There was a rave on in the Prodigy were playing in the mansion house.
Did you go see them?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's when they were proper.
They were fucking only starting out. You know what I mean? They were fucking. The Prodigy were the business, you know. But you're going up to the rave, everyone's whacked out, you know. And you're walking up, all you can hear is whistles and
no phones as well.
No phones, and when you get into the thing, where you see people selling water and all, they were selling tea.
Tea?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he says to your man, and your man goes, when you pop your yolk, drink the tea, it brings it up on you quicker.
Boys, you hear all these myths about like taking ease, yeah?
Yeah.
You see the way you're saying that about the tea?
Yeah.
One of the boys, I'm not going to name drop them just because it's not my place to or whatever, but like, he was getting us all like ease when we were like 14, 15 and all.
Yeah.
And he was telling all the boys, make sure your man cooks you a fry in the morning or taking the ease. Because the grease makes you come up quicker. And I was like, what? So all the boys at our ma's make us a fucking fry on the Saturday morning. We go out then and pop a few green Rolexes. We go up to nature walk and be out of our fucking head. Then, you know what I mean? It was fucking gas. But like you hear all these little myths like about like how to get the best like whack off them, you know?
There was like, when you're on them, you can't go asleep on them. You go into a coma. You know what I mean? We were out buzzing one night and there was a board with us and she was falling asleep. Everyone's waking her up, wake up. Don't go asleep, you know. Fucking.
Did fucking was cocaine around at that point?
Cocaine wasn't like someone like us couldn't afford it, you know what I mean? It was kind of upper echelon, kind of like £100 for a gram. Like I remember one time I was coming home from a rave and I was talking to this bloke and he was going out with a board from Ringsend. And I was saying to him, what you do, yoke or whatever. And he goes, no, I was on the coke. And I was like, coke?
Bougie.
Like, wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
fucking
fancy.
hell, you know? But, it's great. The rave scene was
great.
When you
think of the 90s, you kind of think of, like people going to them raves, you picture them all, like, on A's and speed. And,
like, speed was a big thing.
Acid, yeah, but like
acid
you never think of like coke back then as much.
No,
but speed's gone. I don't really see people taking speed like.
So like speed was a big thing, and even like I remember going to England and all, and speed they were all mad into speed over there, you know. But ecstasy as well, like and fucking But coke. No, I kind of only got into coke after they got off everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the coke was like the coke.
But everyone.
But see the thing about coke is right. Because I'll talk about it a different time, but just about coke, like I can't be around people that take coke.
You go paro?
No, not that I go paro. If I start taking it, I'm not just a few sniffs on the weekend. I'm gone then, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
All week, you know what I mean? My job is gone, my life is fucking over.
Yeah.
Like that's me with coke.
It's so hard.
I'm not a little sniff on the weekend and everything's cool. I just can't do that. It's all or nothing for me, you know what I mean? So I don't take coke at all.
It's
you know
what I mean? It's an evil drug.
I know, I find with it, right, you have a sniff on a fucking Saturday night. You're depressed Sunday, you're depressed Monday, you're depressed Wednesday. You're only coming around on a Friday And you're saying to yourself on a Thursday, fuck that, I'm not going through that shit again. And then Friday comes, bang, you're on it again.
Because
you're going back around, you're going in the circle, like.
Yeah, I think it brings out the fucking, like, of the worst. Like your head does be up your fucking head for weeks after. I think it's a. But you know what the biggest killer is? Alcohol. Yeah. You know, because I feel like people tap into all their like worst voices when they drink. You know. Yeah,
but here, listen, right? For me, especially, like, you're right. If I wasn't drunk, I wouldn't get a thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why when I was getting off everything, I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Because alcohol was the fucking problem. You know what I mean? You're sitting there and you have a few beers and you're like, next minute you're on the phone. Someone's playing, come drop off or they play night or whatever. Monday comes, your bollocks out. You know, for me,
I think alcohol is the killer. I'm fresh if I'm not drinking.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I go through stints. Like, I done like a full year sobriety and all, stayed off everything. But then when I got back on the drink and all, you can lose the run of yourself and then like your lifestyle. Because I feel like when you drink, I fucking got hooked on them bleeding vapes, didn't I? Like about 2 or 3 years ago. And since then I'm always coming on, going off them. Like, like I have a like bad relationship with them, but I can go months without taking them. So I could be sitting here with you now, I'd be like, haven't touched the vape in 6 months. But that's because I haven't drank in 6 months. If me and you go for a drink then,
you're outside on the vape.
Fuck it, like, it's like a vape would be nice now with my gargle. And then that turns into a big session for the weekend. Then the whole week then after that, I'm eating shite. Like, I'm getting takeaways, on my head's up my house. So I honestly feel like it's the gargle is the killer.
No,
like,
100%.
Like, now obviously life's about balance and all. I'm not saying fucking
don't drink or whatever.
But
you know,
just make sure you have a grip on it, and that's what I'm trying to do now. You know, like I don't fucking
No, like, sorry.
No, go on.
Like myself, like I don't really drink. You know what I mean?
Bro, you're very good at it.
Like we go out on a Wednesday, so we'll have a few drinks on a Wednesday. But other than that, like, maybe on the weekend, I've often got like 6 bottles, say on a plate on a Friday, and come Wednesday next week, I'll probably have 2 of them. You know what I mean? It's just.
But you have a healthy relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking. You know, I don't abuse it. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't call you a drinker at all.
No, 100%.
So you've done very well with that, like, you know. But like I said, like a lot of people, it's easy for them to like. Then it ends up drinking every night, you know, and it just ends up fuck that, man.
Yeah, that's, you know, like when you're with people and they drink every day and they're drunk every day, every time you see them, they're drunk. You know, it's like.
It's not sustainable.
Man, I don't want this shit. You know what I mean?
Your life going nowhere quick.
You know, you're not doing it, and all you want to do is drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't want to, like, and then the party's over. You want to stay up all night and drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you can't stay up all night and drink, so you have to have a sniff, and that's what happens. You're up all people that are up all night drinking and not drinking, like, you know.
Yeah.
Unless they're seasonal alcoholics, you know what I mean? But most of the people.
You said in the last episode if alcohol only got introduced to society now,
it wouldn't be.
It would fuck that. Would that shit be legal?
No way.
Bollocks. That would be a class A drug, highly.
100%.
That would be fucking. If you're caught with that, you're locked up. I'd say, you know.
100%. You know, but
What are your thoughts on? You obviously think grass should be legalized.
Yeah. I think all cannabis should be legalized.
Yeah.
Because this is what I think, right? You have youngsters, you know, growing up and they want to experiment, they want to smoke a few joints or they want to do whatever. And they get nicked with it.
Yeah.
You get a criminal record, that's damn fucked, you can't go to America or anything, you know. It's
weird,
ridiculous for a bit of weed. Now I'm not talking about kilos of weed or anything. I'm talking about like, you know, like a fucking 50 quid's worth of weed. You know, you hear people getting convictions for, and you're like, what's the government thinking, you know what I mean? It's like they want to keep you a prisoner in your own bleeding country, you know what I mean?
Some places are kind of, you know, getting...
Some places are getting better, like England or whatever, it's decriminalised and stuff like that, you know? But I think over here as well, right? I'll give you a story, right? Years ago we were out in the Leisureplex out in Stillorgan.
Yeah, that's apartments now.
Yeah, I know, yeah. We were out there, right? We were acting the bollocks in the car, right? I had an old fucking Opel Kadett, right? Had a big bleeding spoiler on the back of it, right? And we were messing. We were driving out, and my mates were jumping on the back messing, right? And there was a car coming in, and I says to the bloke in the car, help, they're trying to rob me. And he goes, that's all right, with a Gardaí. I was like, fucking hell, right? You couldn't make this up, right? After me and having a joint. And he goes, have you any drugs in the car, right? And I was like, no. And he goes, listen, have you any drugs in the car? And I said,
the second question, it's so different.
And I said, yeah. So I had a joint, right? So he took the joint on me. And he says to me, see, tomorrow, I want you to, the way you had a choice of Garda station to produce your licence. He said, Dundrum Garda station tomorrow, 2 o'clock, produce your licence. If you don't, I'm going to come looking for you, right?
Yeah. And
I was like, all right, no problem, So I thought, I'll fuck off out there early, right? Produce me licence and be gone before this cunt gets there.
Yeah.
And fuck him, what can he do, know?
Yeah.
Didn't I get just there? It was about 1 o'clock. I forgot my licence.
Oh my God.
Right? So I had to drive home, right? Get me licence and go back. And as soon as I'm going in, he's coming out. And he goes to me, did you learn that last night? And I said, what? He goes, keep your mouth shut and don't be carrying drugs in the car. He said, if I'd have been a guard in uniform, he'll be up in court now.
Yeah.
Now, think on. And that was it. And I was like, I used to think all coppers was going back.
Yeah.
But here, like, it's like, years ago you think, like, when you're growing up, that cunts, the scumbags. You don't realise it's just a job. Until you get older, like, you realise, you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
But yeah, we never even touched on Versatile, how you broke up and all.
Fucking just life, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah.
Life happens. And then we were planning on going our solo routes for a while before all that, But then,
just happened.
It's just life happened.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
And you know what? When you spend your time with someone so long, and you probably get pissed off with each other. You know what I mean? Like,
to be honest, we never fought really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we had a fucking healthy relationship throughout the band and all, But obviously, he's on a different path now. We found Jesus Christ. So all you can do is once he's happy, that's the main thing.
I know. Here, listen, like each to their own. What you're into and what you're into, like, we're not going to start knocking you for what you're into.
Yeah.
That's what you're into. Loads of my mates are playing Born Again Christians. Yeah. Like your man Stephen,
he was actually there the day Billy popped his head around and go, just not about it.
He used to go see him. See Stephen.
He was Stephen Hebe,
right?
Wasn't he?
He was a monster at the time. But I met him in town one day. This is how I started going to the gym. I met him in town one day and he says to me, I had you off everything, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm playing or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, you should come to the gym with us, Billy. We'll go to the gym with these 3 Christian blokes, 4 of us all together. He says, you can come to the gym, you don't have to come to the church. So I started going to the gym with him,
Yeah.
And that's how I started going to the gym, only for heavy, like, I wouldn't be probably playing, I don't know where I'll be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
But, to be honest with you, I do know where I'll be. I'll be right fucking here. But so it's like like it's whatever you're into, isn't it? Really,
That's
you know
it.
what I mean?
That's
like
it.
you're not gonna,
each to their own.
But Casey, I sent you a message, man. We need you on the show. I want to do a show with you, and you can talk about what your life is like now.
That'd be a good episode.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, it would.
But so anybody from Ringsend wants to come on my podcast, you're more than welcome.
Like I said to you earlier on, I saw someone sharing the episode you done with Dara, and they're like, it's great how this issue has been addressed on Billy Big Ball's podcast.
Yeah,
and I was like,
the
that's
boxing
fucking quality.
Yeah.
Like people in the area, like this is like a podcast that's addressing shit, like, do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm saying it, like it's I need to get that out of me, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because you can
poke you.
Yeah. But there's so many people from the area you can get on.
You know what? That's what I'm saying. Like Ringsend is full of talent. There's fucking loads of it down there. You know.
Yeah.
Look at yours. Look at the footballers coming out with Dan O'Kelly and all.
Dan was in my class.
Yeah.
Dan O'Kelly and Star. Yeah.
Here, remember? You know, I was just thinking about. Remember, we were in the gym, and I won't say his name because he still goes to the gym. But remember, he was saying there. Oh, Alex was in the year younger than me or so. Remember? Right, and he was like that little skinny fella, right? I want to see him now.
Absolute tank.
He's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
An absolute monster.
Yeah.
And he was like, I might get him on it, you know what I mean? Because he's like someone who was like, he was like that. Yeah. And he used to be in the gym and now his brother goes, ever see his brother?
Yeah.
His brother's playing sound.
Yeah, they're
both bang on.
Yeah.
He's a big cunt as well, his brother.
Yeah.
But his brother was walking in the gym for a while. But But I remember I said to him one day, and I kind of felt bad then, you know what I mean? Because he was huge, and he says to me, we're going on about road rage, you know what I mean? And he goes, if someone beeped at me, I'll be out of the car straight away. I said, to be honest with you, I said, if you jumped out of the car to me and the size of you, if you start talking, I'll just start laughing at you. You get the fuck out of it. Sounds like Mike Tyson.
Oh my God. It's a cracker. So where do you want to go? What's the end goal with the podcast, Bill?
Yeah, I just
want to... You have an end goal, just winging it.
Just want to entertain, and just playing...
do an episode every week.
Do an episode every week and see where it brings me,
You have to just keep going.
Yeah.
What was that statistic? By episode 6, 80% of the podcast or something crumble. So just make.
So do you want to come on for the next 3 episodes?
Yeah, that's it. So just make your milestone fucking 10 episodes, and after that 25, and just keep going. We'll just keep lining up the guests.
Yeah, no, 100%. I have guests coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just have to confirm them, because what's the story with people down Ringsend? You need to support Billy. Get on his podcast. If I ask you, just say yeah.
Facts.
Right, Craig Stone. He's on the podcast next week.
I tune into every bleeding episode.
Do you know what, right? This is mad. I watch it back over, right?
Yeah.
Because some of the time I forget what I do be saying, But see the first one. Like, I thought that was fucking hilarious, man. Yeah. Have a doobie and watch that, you know what I mean?
Have a doobie and watch it.
But
that's brilliant. That's the type of, that's class, because you could, a lot of people get fucking, they're very self-critical of their own stuff, so
I don't give a bollocks.
People will be like that. They overthink. That's a good sign that you're sitting back having a spliff, watching yourself, and this is fucking great.
I can't believe, you know what I mean? I do be listening to it in the van now when I'm driving now and doing my deliveries,
Brilliant.
Another thing about the people that do deliveries in the van, right? See people out there that drive cars, stay out of the fucking loading bay. You're fucking wankers that you park in the loading bay. You can park anywhere. Your space is everywhere. We can only park certain fucking spots, and use cunts are taking them. Sort the fucking out. Be nicer to your delivery driver.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any delivery drivers want to come on and talk about it? Here we go.
There you go. Is that your first 1 hour?
Yeah.
There you go. And that felt like fucking 10
the first 1 hour show, but not my last one.
There you go.
That's a wrap.
Billy, thanks for having me, brother.
Billy loves it.
My man.
My man.
Congratulations, bro. Quality.
You're
going to do your story time now?
Yeah. This is what pisses Billy off. Do you ever see them blokes on the internet? And they're going around giving homeless people money and all, and they're saying this and that, and then they record it. Leave your camera at home. Go out and help people on the street. You don't need to bring your fucking camera with you recording people. Oh, look at me, I'm a good, decent citizen, I'm feeding the homeless here. The poor cunt on the street, you know what I mean? Give him a bit of dignity. You're putting a camera in his face, asking him, does he want food? Of course he fucking wants food. He's living on the fucking street, for fuck's sake, 5 days a week, right? I get me lunch for free and work, right? And then when I'm getting me lunch for free, I buy a sandwich in a place around the corner, Junior's. Should go there, best sandwich in Dublin. I buy a sandwich in Junior's every day, and I give it away to somebody. It's just a random act of kindness, you know what I mean? And when I give it to them, I say, here, there's a sandwich for you. Pass it on, I don't take out my fucking camera and go, here, listen, I'm giving this bloke a sandwich because he's fucking starving. So, in future, you want to look after people on the street? Leave your fucking camera at home. That's a wrap.
Amen.
Billy loves you.
Quality.
I've got big balls. I've got big balls. And they're such big balls. And they're dirty big balls.
I know, I've seen him.
Billy loves you.